A war unlike any other. A silent battleground stretching across continents, where the very air we breathe hangs in the balance. This isn't a fight against a human enemy, but against a silent, insidious foe: deforestation. For decades, the emerald lungs of our planet have been under siege, their cries unheard amid the revving engines of bulldozers and the crackling flames of illegal logging fires. The Amazon rainforest burns, the Indonesian jungles shrink, and the once lush landscapes of Africa are stripped bare. The cost of this war is staggering. A mind-numbing $500 billion has already been spent, yet the enemy advances. Every year, an area of forest the size of England is lost, leaving behind a trail of ecological devastation and a future shrouded in uncertainty. But can we do something about it? And what global powers have done to end deforestation, which we will explore in today's video. Before we move forward, we would like you to subscribe to the channel and like the video. You see, no one can imagine a world without the rustling leaves, the earthly scent after rain, or the cacophony of birdsong. But deforestation, the large-scale removal of forests, is erasing these experiences for generations to come. For millennia, humans have been chopping down forests. The ancient Romans cleared vast swaths of Europe for agriculture, leaving behind a mere 34% of its original forest cover today. The story continues in the Americas, where colonization led to the decimation of eastern North American forests. Once half of the land is now dotted with young trees, a stark reminder of the lost giants. However, the current battleground against deforestation lies in the lush, biodiverse rainforest, the Amazon. Once considered the lungs of the planet, is under siege from illegal logging, mining, and the expansion of cattle ranches. Similarly, Southeast Asia has witnessed a dramatic decline in its rainforests, primarily due to the ever-growing demand for palm oil. Did you know a single football field-sized area of rainforest is lost every minute? This rapid deforestation not only disrupts delicate ecosystems and pushes countless species like orangutans and jaguars towards extinction, but also throws our climate into chaos. Trees act as natural carbon sinks, absorbing harmful carbon dioxide, and their loss fuels global warming. For decades, the Earth watched its emerald cloak slowly disappearing. Deforestation, fueled by human ambition, had become a relentless march, leaving behind a trail of barren landscapes and environmental anxieties. The message, "Nature is angry," started echoing louder than ever, with extreme weather events and disrupted ecosystems serving as stark warnings. Finally, the 2000s ushered in a monumental shift. While the United Nations had been sounding the alarm since the 1992 Rio Earth Summit, a new wave of countries finally understood the urgency of action. It was clear business as usual wasn't an option. The hour had come to counterpunch Mother Nature's wrath, and nations began stepping up to the challenge. Now, we will explore some of the initiatives that the countries have taken. China and India have taken the lead in recent years when it comes to reforestation efforts, launching extensive campaigns that have significantly expanded forest cover. Moving forward, countries like Ethiopia are also stepping up with ambitious initiatives like the Green Legacy Program, poised to further drive global reforestation endeavors. In the realm of reforestation, India has made remarkable strides, dedicating itself to increasing forest area and combating climate change. Notably, in Uttar Pradesh, a staggering 250 million saplings were planted in a single day as part of an annual tree planting campaign aimed at curbing carbon emissions. This initiative forms part of India's broader commitment to cover 1/3 of its land with forests and trees by 2030. While India has reported the removal of around 6.94 million trees over 3 years for various projects, compensatory afforestation initiatives have seen the planting of approximately 620 million trees. These efforts, mandated by the Forest Conservation Act of 1980, seek to ensure double the afforestation of forest land diverted for non-forestry purposes. Although India's planting endeavors signify a substantial dedication to boosting forest cover, their efficiency hinges on the survival rates of the saplings. Uttar Pradesh, for instance, faces challenges as only around 60% of saplings typically survive due to factors like disease and water scarcity. However, recent reports indicate an improvement, with roughly 80% of saplings from the last 4 annual drives surviving. These initiatives form a critical part of India's broader strategy to enrich its forest cover, counter climate change, and meet international environmental commitments. Their success will be pivotal in India's ability to achieve its ambitious reforestation and afforestation targets. Reforestation in India holds immense significance in the nation's environmental conservation and climate action endeavors. Given India's vast and varied geography, challenges such as deforestation, desertification, and land degradation loom large. Reforestation efforts serve as a vital tool in tackling these challenges, ensuring biodiversity preservation and contributing to the global fight against climate change. India's commitment to reforestation is underscored by key initiatives and programs such as the Green India Mission. This mission, integral to the National Action Plan on Climate Change, aims to expand forest cover, improve environmental quality, and bolster ecosystem services. Additionally, legislation like the Compensatory Afforestation Fund Act of 2016 promotes forest conservation through compensatory afforestation measures, ensuring that deforested land is offset by afforestation elsewhere. Social forestry and agroforestry initiatives further encourage tree planting beyond designated forest areas, fostering economic benefits for local communities while enhancing tree cover. In terms of China, they're leading globally in artificial forest expansion and fighting desertification. Their forests keep growing, now covering 24.02% of the nation, up from 21.63%. China's preserved over 1.314 billion of artificial forests, ranking first worldwide. They're also making headway in setting up a national park system, with 49 potential areas covering 10.3% of China's land, home to thousands of animal species and plants. And guess what? The U.S. took notice. The Biden-Harris administration is launching a big reforestation plan, announced by Agricultural Secretary Tom Vilsack. They're focusing on fixing up 4 million acres in national forests and planting over 1 billion trees in the next 10 years. With support from the bipartisan infrastructure law, they're aiming to tackle climate change effects, recover from wildfires, and make forests stronger. This plan involves a lot of investment and teamwork to set up things like nurseries to keep planting trees going strong. Africa is also making strides with the Great Green Wall project. There's been good funding and many projects and countries taking part, but to really make it work, stopping the desert spread, saving wildlife, and helping people in the Sahel, we need to keep pushing. That means strong leaders, countries taking charge, and better setups. So far, 80% of the $19 billion promised at the One Planet Summit is set for projects in 11 African countries involved. This big African-led plan wants to fix up 100 million hectares of worn-out land by 2030, trap 250 million tons of carbon, and create 10 million jobs in rural areas. But why, despite these initiatives, the progress is slow? Well, it's crucial to address the role of multinational corporations in deforestation, especially in developing countries. Companies like KitKat in Indonesia have been linked to deforestation due to the expansion of palm oil plantations, which are used in their products. This expansion often leads to the destruction of valuable forest ecosystems. Moreover, the demand for tourism development in various parts of the world has also contributed to deforestation. As areas are cleared for hotels, resorts, and infrastructure, carbon-rich forests are lost. further exacerbating environmental challenges. To tackle these issues, concerted global action is required. Measures such as implementing stricter regulations on corporate practices, promoting sustainable sourcing of raw materials, and incentivizing companies to adopt environmentally friendly practices are essential. The consequences of inaction on deforestation and its related impacts could be severe. We've already witnessed devastating events like floods in Pakistan in 2022, wildfires in Australia, floods in Germany, and extreme temperatures in Europe. Failure to act would not only endanger biodiversity and ecosystem stability, but also threaten human livelihoods and well-being. We cannot afford to ignore the interconnectedness of ecosystems and the impact of deforestation on global climate patterns. There's no plan B because there's no planet B. What are your thoughts on this? Do let us know in the comments, and see you in the next one.